mean, you've been in the league a while now. Have you seen it go from such a hot first half to struggling to make the three in the second half?
1,000%. I've seen it a lot, and even just watching a lot of basketball, period. Like, those things happen. But even talking about that, like, we still, and you're not going to score. I mean, we almost had 80 points, both teams, obviously, in the first half. But, you know, you can't expect to always be scoring like that and always shoot like that. So, and also, even with that, like, we scored 132 points. That's enough to win every game in a season. But you can't give up 150 and expect to win.
Tonight aside, have you been able to process your last month yet?
Not really. It's funny, we were talking about it, and obviously we had the 2 games in Austin, but like I hadn't had a like home game in a home arena since January 22nd. This was my first time. So it was definitely good to do this and be able to get that first one under your belt. Obviously, we wish that we came out with a win, but like I said, offensively, I think we're really good throughout the game. But as a team, we have to be better defensively.
Got Brooklyn coming up, but no guarantee we'll get you after that one. So I just want to ask you about going back to Sacramento, just what your thoughts are and what it's going to be like for you.
For me, I mean, it's another game at the end of the day, obviously. And I mean, I've been in the league for a while, so like I've played with a lot of different guys. So usually just about every team that we play against, I probably played with somebody on that team. But I think it's a little different because I was in that city for so long. But it is what it is. When we get there, I'll see my people, and the next night we'll have a game.
Think you'll get a good reception, or does that matter to you? Or
does that matter to me? I mean, for the people who still love me, obviously I really appreciate that. Obviously I was there for so long, but for the people who don't, we're never worried about bitter people.
We were talking to Mitch about the way your role on this team, because you're new, could have evolved over the next couple months into next year. How do you feel that part is at right now, and how close are we to seeing how you're going to fit into this team?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, you know, you coming into a new situation, like, you don't know how it's going to be. But for me, I go out there and I try to be a basketball player. So, you know, I try to make plays on both ends of the court. Obviously, you know, want to continue to shoot the ball better. And I feel like if you're able to do those things, play defense, if you're able to make open shots, like, you can literally be plugged in on any team in the league. So that's what I want to continue to work at. And obviously we have, you know, guys like Steph who are going to continue to grow, and then, you know, when Vic's back, continue to grow. So for the way that I want to be able to play, you know, throughout the rest of my career, you know, be able to play with anybody who's on the court.
What is Steph's ceiling, you think? Just seeing what he did tonight, and especially when he's got the outside shot going.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't realize how tall and how big he is until, like, you really are next to him all the time. And I mean, the way that he plays, like, he's still learning the game, but he's so talented, he's so athletic. And I tell people all the time, like, you get length, you get athleticism, you go figure it out. You know, even if you don't know what you're out there, even if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing out there, when you're that gifted, you go figure it out. And I think right now, like, he's doing that. But you know, playing with CP for the year, and, you know, me coming in, he's continuing to learn. And I mean, I think he's going to be a hell of a player in this league.
You can use GPS on the drive home tonight. You still need.
Oh, for sure. But once I turn on, what is it, Houston Street or whatever it is, like, that's the route that we came all the time. So once I turned down there, I was like, okay, I know where I am now. But oh, for sure, yeah, I need a GPS everywhere.
How much of a feel for Victor have you been able to get? I know you just had a little bit of time with him when you got traded here, and then since he's been out, but now he's obviously back here with his homestand.
I mean, you say how much of a feel with Vic?
Yeah, how much of a feel?
I mean, he's such a great guy, and, like, sometimes you even feel bad for him because he can't do a lot of the stuff that we can go out there and do. Like, I can throw on a hoodie and be totally fine, but at the end of the day, even if he didn't play basketball, being that tall, like, people are gonna think that you play basketball and run up to you. But I mean, he's just so down to earth. He's smart. He comes in. He works hard. And he's a great person to be around. So obviously we want him back out there, but we just want him healthy. Period.
What do you think it says that a guy, like, he's obviously not playing the rest of the year, but, like, that he's here on the bench, you know, everybody with you guys as much as he can?
I mean, if he could fly, like, he would. You know, he wants to be around. He wants to still support his teammates, obviously, you know, doing the limited things that he's able to do. But when you have someone who's like that, and everybody call him a generational talent, and what he's really able to do on the court, but just being able to be around him and see the type of person that he is, and that he truly wants everybody around him to succeed. I mean, he's just a blessing to be around, and just a great energy to be around.
Well, the young players, especially like they're out for the year, they're not going to be back right away. But like, were you surprised that he was back here at all, or?
Oh no, not at all, not at all. Like I said, he's sending texts in the group whenever we're on the road, and he's watching every single second of the game. He gives his feedback, what he thinks, and like I said, man, just a great person to be around.
One more Sacramento question. What did you like about living there? What were some of your favorite things about the?
I loved it, man. One, the weather is definitely a lot better than people give it. But like me growing up in Texas, I'm used to 90 degrees feeling like 120, and out there like 115 to me was nothing. So, and then just great people. Like for when did we get a soccer team, or the AAA? I think the AAA baseball team was there, but for the most part, like, you were the only major sports team in the city for a while. So everybody, bled purple. So it was always great just going to the grocery store, going out to a restaurant. And a lot of people truly didn't want to bother you, but for me, at the end of the day, if you ask for a picture or something, then that's totally fine if you want me to sign something. But everybody there was extremely kind and extremely grateful. And then when we started winning, then it was light the beam everywhere. So like you really felt it around the city. So it was definitely a great place for me to be for as long as I was, and I really appreciate my time there.
Do you feel like people there understood why they traded you, or?
I don't know. That's not my problem. But like I said, for the people that still support me, I love it. And for the people who don't and want to boo, we don't care about bitter people.
Thanks, dear.
Yep.